Hey guys, it's Troth DIY Home and Auto. I had a bad day. I was driving. Luckily I wasn't going at a high speed. My harmonic balancer broke, came apart, so now the ring is just spinning on there and causing some major vibration. So I've been looking at it. I've never actually done one of these before, but I'm gonna attempt this and see what we can do. Alright, so from the bottom looking up, this is the harmonic balancer. That is not supposed to do that. So I need to pull it forward about 3 feet, just so I'm not blocking the sidewalk. So I'm going to do that, and then you guys can hear what it sounds like when this runs. When I turn it off, well, just listen and see. So at this point what I need to do is I need to just get after taking it all apart. So I'm going to just do that part. I'm not going to video that. Get parts off so I can see what I'm really dealing with here. Alright, so I'm about 2 hours, just shy of 2 hours into the teardown. I'm at the point where I need to go get the puller. Hopefully there's an auto parts store that's open nearby that I can go and rent one from. Pay a deposit, they give you a tool, you bring the tool back, they give you your money back. You're essentially renting it for free. But I'm going to show you how far I had to tear this thing down in order to get to it. I don't know if I had to go quite this far, but I did. Anyway, long story, let's take a look at what we got. So one little hint about getting off the overflow for the coolant as well as the windshield washer fluid reservoir. There's a little nub on the back that pokes through the side. You will not be able to see that. 1 second. Let me get you closer so you can see what I'm talking about. So this little nub right there pokes through the fan shroud right there. So you kind of have to remove this and let it sit back a little ways and then get back behind and push out on that little nub while you pull up. And then these little knobs just slip in, so you pull it up and then out and then it comes off. Same thing on the other side, except there's 3 connectors and 2 nubs on the windshield washer tank. So that's just a little clue on how to get those off. To put it in, you just simply attach it down in there and then it slides down and locks into place. So putting it on is super easy. Getting it off is a little bit tricky, but I believe in you guys will figure it out. So over here, I've got my pile of parts. I've got my serpentine belt, the radiator fan shroud, and the radiator itself. I put this thing way up high on jack stands. That ended up being a bad idea because when I'm underneath the truck, I'm laying down. I have to kind of halfway sit up, doing some ab crunches in order to reach what I've got to reach. I did not have to take the fan off. The fan has a gap in it on purpose, this big gap right here, so that you can center that gap over the lower pulley and get that off there. So the only way to get this shot so you guys can actually see it is to go through, well, see where the tripod's set, and then to look through this gap right here. That's the harmonic balancer right there. So that's the angle you guys will be at as I remove this. I was able to rent the tool from my local O'Reilly's. It's an EverTough harmonic balancer puller kit. And then I got my parts. Enough stuff to do some oil change on this too. Might as well do a lube oil and filter while we're at it. 2 birds with 1 stone. I made a huge mess under here. I used oil absorber. I caught as much as I could in my catch pan. The rest I just kind of made a dam out of the oil absorber. So just doing the best I can to keep all of my fluids contained, and then we'll take that in and recycle it when we're all done. wrench go now. Of course I wouldn't bring it down here with me. That makes perfect sense. Alright, now that I got that mounted, I got my breaker bar and my socket. This is a 19 millimeter. See if I can get it to break loose. It actually isn't so hard to turn. I'm just going to switch to my regular ratchet wrench. I have to hit it with an air tool, I think. Oh, you know what? I'm actually up against it. I know what's happening. Of course. It finally pops off of there. Now we're talking. I got the new harmonic balancer pressed on there. You just use the crank bolt that's in the middle to just snug it back on there. You want to put a little bit of grease on both the inside and the outside because it's a tight fit around both, and that'll help it slide on. Serpentine belt is back on, and I'm ready to start putting radiator and those type of things back on in the order that they came off. I took this and cleaned it out. Use some degreaser inside of it. It's still really gross. It's always been really hard to see how full this is. I don't know why it's all corroded down in there. All of that predates me as well, so it's gross. But I cleaned it out as best I could, and it's still nasty down in there. And let's get everything put back together. Then we'll talk about the startup process for getting this motor ready to run again. Like that, it's locked in place, and then just reconnect your hose. Still got to top fluids off and those type of things. I'm reconnecting the transmission lines now. Alright, I've been called to dinner. That's important. So as they say in Utah, oh my heck, that wind is blowing like crazy out there. I finally just put the camera away and got busy. I got it all put back together. I'm ready for my test start. I had a couple of, you know, my rule, don't do dumb stuff. Yeah, well, I forgot to connect the lower radiator hose. Started filling it, and I was like, what the heck is that sound? Yeah, so that was stupid. But got it connected. I dried off all my fittings and wiped them down so that I'll be able to tell if anything is leaking. I drained the oil. The wind was blowing like crazy. It sprayed oil all over the place just because the wind is blowing this direction. And got it filled back up. I'm ready for my test start. Let's do that. And then we'll check for leaks. We'll let it warm all the way up, and then we'll burp the coolant to make sure that we don't have any air bubbles, that sort of thing. Leaving it on the blocks inclined helps in that process. It gets all the bubbles out to the front, and then through the hoses into the radiator, that helps burp the system. But you got to get it open to operating temperature so that the thermostat opens and the coolant actually flows through. Anyway, let's get this thing started and let it warm all the way up. bobbed back in and just kind of went up on the jack stands, or the ramps, by eye. And I barely caught the edge of that one. Anyway, it's all done. I got no leaks. This is all from when I didn't put on the lower radiator hose. A little bit there from when well anyway, I spilled some. Got it topped off with oil. It sounds so much better now. That's what a truck's supposed to sound like. Up here I got no rattles, no shakes. This thing is running smooth as can be. I'm running out of daylight, so it's hard for you guys to see. But this is what it's supposed to look like, supposed to sound like. This is Troy with DIY Home and Auto. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you feel like I've earned it. I've got some more stuff coming. We're rebuilding this old Ford. It's a 79 F250. It is the long bed, but we intend to use it as a truck. It's not going to just be a complete restoration, that sort of thing. But, so look for on my channel for the playlist for that guy. We pulled it out of a field, and we've been working on it ever since. It's got a really cool old family story with it as well, so be sure and check that out. This is Troy with DIY Home and Auto. Subscribe, click that bell so you get notified of my new stuff that's coming, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks, guys.